Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber, stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber, she's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber, cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, from sequins to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine gaze. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. It's Amber Live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabareting on Amber Live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Hi there. Hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's August 2nd. August 2nd already. And for those of you, it's August, the 8th month, and the second day, 02. So it's 802, which just happens to be the area code of Vermont. So it's kind of a special day here in Vermont, 802. Yes. Oh, and we got a great show for you too. But first, I want you to like what you're seeing now, and then I want you to share. Let's share. Let's share the love tonight. All right, on this warm summer evening, and then go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You get all the updates. You can go back and watch all the past shows. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you're in Vermont right now. There's a tornado watch out right now until 10 o'clock tonight. I hope a house doesn't land on me like it did my sister. Oh, no. But no, we've got a great show lined up for you. So let's go to New York and talk to Russell, the producer, and find out what's going on. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Amber, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Like I said, there's a tornado watch out. It doesn't look too stormy, but you never know.
Well,
so,
I snuck off to avoid the storm that's coming up. If you look behind me, you'll see Whitby Abbey, which is actually in England tonight. I'm not in the regular studio.
Well, aren't you fancy pants?
It's where my friend Dracula landed when he came to Britain.
As a bat? Did he land as a bat?
No, I think he came over on a ship.
Okay. All right, so we'll get to the scary stuff later. But I just want to say, wasn't last week's show great?
Oh my goodness, last week's show was amazing. I mean, Francois, how can you top that? I mean,
Francois Clemens singing the Black National Anthem.
It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And he's ready to come on the show again sometime.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we better get him a lot because Jimmy Fallon or one of those other people is going to scoop him up.
Scoop him right up.
And then
he's talented and put him on their show.
and then our friend Squiggs, the illustrator of Broadway, was on the show, and he was fascinating as well, telling us all the things that he's done.
He was, and I have a treat for you tonight. As you remember from last week's show, he drew a picture of you and him and
great.
While he was drawing it, unbeknownst to you, he also had a camera of him drawing it, and he did a great little video of it. So I'm going to play that for you now.
Oh, please. Wow,
Isn't that
that
amazing?
is so cool. Not only can he draw, but he filmed it and he edited it. And wouldn't surprise me if he played the damn music too.
Well, I'm not sure he did that, but he did a lot. And it's
Oh,
great
that,
to see his process, the way he does that. It's just
oh yeah,
fascinating to
and he
watch.
did that during the show.
Yeah, in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, you know, Russell, it's the first week of August, and one of the things the LeMays always looked forward to the first week of August was the 7 Daisy Awards party. Now, 7 Days is Vermont's alternative weekly newspaper. It is a newspaper, and every year they have the best of Vermont, and their readers vote on the best in different categories.
And
And
I bet you've been voted on a few times.
oh, well, back when there were blogs, we got best non-political blog, even though we were a little political at times. And we've gotten several awards as best drag troupe, best drag performers. There's Lucy Bell and I at last year's event. It had a Mad Hatter theme. So Lucy Bell was going as Alice in Wonderland, and I was the Mad Hatter. And there's our good friend Mike Hayes. I was so happy to see him join us there that evening. And it's a great party. You get to see great people. There's two of the staff members from 7 Days, Diane Sullivan and Colby Roberts. They help put the party on. There's Kari from Old Gold. I mean, it's just everybody's there. Oh, and there's our friends Sean and Don. You'll see Don later on in a little video that he made that he's going to share with us too. So it's just a great party. It's down at the Echo Museum right on Lake Champlain. It's always a beautiful night with beautiful people. It's the best night of the summer, and we missed it this year. You know, it just didn't happen.
That's too bad, but I'm
Yeah.
sure he'll be back. There's no keeping the daisies down.
Oh no! You know, one year we weren't nominated for anything. We didn't win, and so we didn't go. Oh, we were missed. The next day, they called us up and said, would you make sure you're here next year? Oh yeah, that was fun. All right, Russell. So tell us what we got going on this week.
Well, I have a whole bunch of things to tell you about this week. Some of them you know, and some of them are a surprise for you. So first of all, if anyone notices that Amber is looking a little sharper tonight, it's because we are officially in 1080. We are in full HD. So Mark LeBlanc, go ahead and make all the comments you want about being able to see her better. Also, we are now streaming not only to Facebook and YouTube, but tonight we're also streaming to Twitch. So if you happen to be a gamer or on Twitch, you can see us there. And then here's a little surprise for you, Amber. We've talked about this and we've debated it, never done it. Out of the kindness of his heart, we have our very first Amber Live booster this week, Larry Lamori.
Oh, Larry.
Very nicely decided to help pay for some of the expenses and tip all of us here at Amber Live.
Oh.
And he wanted to make sure that the show goes on because he watches every week and loves it. So if anyone else wants to be a booster of Amber Live, there's a Venmo at the bottom. You can find us there and you can send a tip to Amber Live and help us keep going and growing stronger and bigger every week.
Woo. I don't know about bigger. I think I've got big enough to know what I mean. But Larry, thank you all the way from Florida.
Isn't that amazing? However, he did say if anyone sees Amber on the street, do not tip her directly because she will just go buy platinum vodka.
Well,
No.
unless you tip me more than $7.
Again, send it to that Venmo at the bottom of the picture there. Do not tip Amber directly on the street.
Fine.
She got in trouble in the back alley that one time.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Oh, well, now who's the guests?
I know. Well, tonight is our spooky summer episode number 20, and we have two fantastic guests. First, we'll have Thea Lewis, who is Vermont's Queen of Halloween, and also an amazing tour guide. She can tell you about all the dark corners of Vermont and what's gone on over the years. Well, maybe not some of the ones Amber's been in. And then after that, later on in the show, we'll have Darin Dillinger all the way from LA, and he is the Queer Seer, and he's going to do a reading of Amber.
Ooh, I've been read before.
This one might actually be nice.
Oh my gosh. And then we're going to be talking about early voting later on. And we got the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont, David Zuckerman, stopping
Isn't that
by
amazing?
too.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. That's for sure.
Amazing, yes.
All right.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get on with the show. This is
On
it.
with the show. Have fun.
See you later, Russell.
Bye.
Oh, that's quite a lineup. Oh, that's so much fun. So cool. Well, and speaking of bad pizza, I've really got to work on my segues. Damn it. Well, anyway, Domino's Pizza down in New Zealand or in New Zealand. They've had to issue an apology after pulling a controversial campaign that offered free pizza to the great Karens out there. The goal was to take the name Karen back by offering free pizza to people named Karen who weren't Karens, the privileged, usually white middle-class woman who has to tell you everything that's wrong with you. Well, I've got a few questions. Number one, who is actually going to go into Domino's and admit that they're a Karen? I don't think so. And then, you want to know how bad 2020 is? Domino's Pizza is considered a reward. What does the runner-up get? Papa John's? Ugh, both of those look scary. Ugh. And number three, let's face it, there is only one true, good, real Karen. And that's Karen Walker from Will and Grace. We all love that Karen, don't we? Oh, I'll drink to that. Oh, Karen, we miss you. All right. So now, I'm sure you've just watched the news. So in case you don't, I'll just fill you in here. Now, Trump, I won't honor him with a title. Now he wants to cancel TikTok. Yeah. I guess because 150,000 people have died of the COVID, he decides he needs to cancel TikTok. Right. Well, that's the social media video app. He says it's allegedly because it is owned by the Chinese government. They gave us the China flu. But I think we know the real reason. It's because 90% of the TikTok videos are people making fun of him. And plus they screwed up his Tulsa. Well, he says they screwed up his Tulsa rally. So he's just, being Trump. So knowing Trump, his idea of banning a social media app means he's going to build a wall around his phone, which would be great. And you know what? To hell with Mexico. I'll pay for it. Yeah. So send some money to that Venmo account and we'll help build a wall around Trump's phone. That's how we'll go take care of that. All right. So as Russell said, we've got some great guests tonight. And the first one, if you've lived in Vermont or Burlington area especially, and you haven't been on a ghost tour with Thea Lewis, you need to go on a ghost tour with Thea Lewis. She's just amazing. And let's welcome her right now. Hi, Thea.
Hey there. How are you, Amber?
Oh, I'm doing so fine, and especially better now seeing that you're here.
Well, thank you.
So what are you doing? I know you make your business by offering these tours all over the city and parts of the state. So are you doing your tours?
We're not doing tours right now. We are hopeful, if things keep going the way they've been going in Vermont, that we might be able to start some tours in September. We used to start our tours in the fall and slowly pushed back until, as you know, we had been starting in recent years the first weekend of July.
Yeah.
So it's terrible that this virus has taken away some of our ability to spook people, but we're hoping that this fall we will have put all the pieces together and we'll be able to tie the social distancing in with lots of super scares in Burlington and beyond.
So what kind of tours are you looking at this fall?
Well, we may, it's not typical, but we may start with cemetery tours because I feel that so many of the characters that I talk about in the city of Burlington who really made us the Burlington we are today, so many of them are interred there at Lakeview Cemetery. And that yes, I see you showing the cover of my book, Lakeview Cemetery. And I've got to tell you, I think that it would be wonderful to be able to, with the book coming out September 7th, bring people into the cemetery and take them around to some of the tombstones that belong to these movers and shakers from long ago.
It's a beautiful cemetery. It's there overlooking Lake Champlain. It's spread out. It's rolling hills. I'm a justice of the peace, and I performed a wedding in that cemetery on Halloween.
What a wonderful way to get married.
Oh, it was two women from the Vermont roller derby team. Yeah, everyone was in costume. It was quite the event. Yeah.
We all just dream of living your life, and
So, that cemetery. Let's see. Some people buried there is the first person to drive cross country in a car.
that's right.
Dr.
And you imagine with his little dog Bud.
Yes, yes.
And, you know what? It's there are a lot of people who have gained notoriety, not who weren't Vermonters to begin with, but who came from other places. There are famous artists in the cemetery. It's just a wonderful. I'm always recommending it as a place to get up early in the morning. People who are early risers, you can really get a great dose of history while bringing your cup of coffee down through Lakeview Cemetery, like you said, that beautiful overlook. But yeah, we've got some, in writing the book, I was excited to let people meet, maybe for the first time, some of the interesting characters that have lived in Burlington. John J. Flynn, who built the Flynn Theater. Yeah. John J. Flynn was a wonderful entrepreneur here in the city of Burlington, a philanthropist who loved to care for the children in the city who were less fortunate. Every year on New Year's Day, he would hold big parties in the posh hotels downtown with dinner, a turkey dinner for these small fry, and then always a big scoop of ice cream for dessert, which was not something kids usually got in those days, and a ticket to his movie theater for all of the little newsboys and girls in town.
Oh, how fascinating. Fascinating. And that cemetery was also, it was used as a social activity. I mean, people went there for lunches and picnics and
Sure. I mean, just imagine getting your family together on, Sunday being our, back in the day, a day of rest for most people. People have worked hard all week. They'd go to church and then pack up a picnic lunch and meet their friends at the cemetery for a little bit of gossip, a little bit of socialization.
Oh, don't we wish for those simpler times?
Absolutely. And, we've gotten a dose of some more simple times lately, but nothing compared to what it was like back in the late 1800s, early 1900s.
So you've got the book coming out, and you're talking about that tour. What else do you have going on?
Well, we're sort of holding back on what we might do with bus tours. We have the advantage of being able to get a hold of some pretty large buses, but I think that might be a stretch unless things are so great in Vermont around Halloween. I've heard some people say that Halloween might be a bit tough this year, in the same way it was back during the Spanish influenza. There was a year when we skipped Halloween, and I would hate for that to happen here. I did hear a good joke. Somebody said that they had read somewhere that a suggestion that maybe kids should all just sit on their lawns while cars drove by and threw candy at them. So, maybe it won't come to that. Maybe we can have a nice socially distanced Halloween. I mentioned the cemetery tours. I'm looking forward to working with Phoenix Books on a launch for the Lakeview Cemetery book when it comes out on the 7th of September. And I am hoping to be able to bring people on tours of the downtown this year. It's going to take some managing some of those. You've been on the tour, Amber, so
yes.
There are some tighter spots with people, so I may need to reach deep into my bag of stories and find some different locations where we can have a little bit more breathing room, if you will.
Well, you tell great stories. You have a great presentation, and the way you speak is just fascinating. And I think we've got a clip of you telling a story.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
I'm Thea Lewis of Queen City Ghost Walk, and this is Scared in Vermont. Early 1900s factories could be frightening places to be. One moment's inattention could mean grave injury or death. Imagine if on top of the usual hazards, you had to work your shift with a ghost. It happened in Burlington, Vermont back in 1901. A young mill worker named Marie Blais, her sister, and their friend had taken their dinner break in their small apartment in the neighborhood just across the railroad tracks from the factory. Returning to their shift, the sister and friend crossed the tracks with no incident, but Marie Blais caught her skirt and fell. The Rutland and Burlington flyer hit her, throwing her 75 feet into the air and killing her instantly. The night watchman said, after hours, he would hear the sound of machinery and discover Marie Blais' ghost weaving furiously. The engineer who hit Marie Blais would often spot large objects on the track, obstacles that would disappear as the train slowed down. Then, he'd see Marie Blais standing by the rail, staring as he passed. 500 people crossed over the tracks to and from work each day. They now feared for their lives. Eventually, an elevated track was built, but residents tell me that sometimes, over 100 years later, at the site of the accident, they can hear Marie Blais scream. Let's keep in touch. You can write me at queencityghostwalk.com. Subscribe for more ghostly tales and tips, and find out why we're scared in Vermont.
That is so cool.
I'm glad you liked it, Amber. It was a lot of fun to put together.
Oh, sometime we should get together and reenact some of those things. You
Oh.
use pictures, but so I could just be in the background all the time.
I would be all for that.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Thea, so much. I really enjoyed talking to you, and we'll keep your website up there, and we'll send people your way. And I can't wait till September 7th for that new book to come out.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful being here, and
Oh.
I guess I'm going to see you later on in the show.
Oh yeah, you'll be back for the quiz. So thank you very much, Thea. Thank you so much. Oh wow, wasn't that cool? And just the production values, and you can tell that she likes to speak. Well, she used to be the voice for a lot of commercials. I think she still does on WCAX Channel 3 here in Vermont. You can tell she has that very nice, pleasant voice. You want to listen to it. It just draws you in. That's great. All right, and I think we have something else coming on now.
Hi everyone, it's Miss Richfield 1981 and Bingo Bonanza. And I have a question for you. How can you feel better about yourself? Well, I'll tell you what works for me. I watch Amber live. Oh, my friend Amber from the House of LeMay always makes me feel so much better about my life choices. And I know she'll do the same for you, so get busy and get your eyes on Amber Live. Oh, she's wonderful. She has fabulous guests. And she's also a dear friend. I love you, Amber. Mwah.
Oh, Miss Richfield. She's doing her shows down in P-Town, doing it out in a parking lot. Well, she's worked the parking lots before. And but I don't know what nights, but several nights down there in P-Town. And her Bingo Bonanza is, well, she does something every Thursday. Every other Thursday, it's Bingo Bonanza. And then it's her Trivia Shack on the opposite Thursdays. And this Monday, tomorrow night, she's going to be doing another Bingo Bonanza special one. So stop in. It's fun. She's hysterical. She has guests from all over the world that she talks to, and it's just a lot of fun. Good hour of friends talking. We like to Zoom together and watch it and laugh. But, while Miss Richfield was talking, I was thinking, if I were a ghost, what would I do? I was thinking, well, first of all, I'd be the world's greatest undead drag queen. Of course I would, but I wouldn't be the only one. Lord knows there's a lot of dead witches haunting me. I won't mention any names. And then I think next I would fly into Peggy's Plump and Proud in Beaver Pond and try on all the moo-moos without wearing any underwear. That'll treat those girls in Beaver Pond. And then 3, get a little mean here. I'm not a ghost. I can do that. I would sabotage every RuPaul's Drag Race so that the bitch everyone hates would win every year. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Ru. You'd be surprised. At number 4, yeah, you know what I'd do? I'd get pleasure in haunting any friend who didn't cry at my funeral. Oh, I can name some of you right now who'd qualify for that. I'm looking at you. You know who. And then the final thing I would do if I were a ghost would I'd help other ghosts discover their inner spooky drag queen. Yes, because I know when they were alive, they'd look at me and go, "Oh, that looks like fun. I wish I could do that." Well, now you can. Better dead than never. So that's what I'd do if I were a ghost. What would you do if you were a ghost? Ooh, or do you believe in ghosts? Have you seen any? Ooh, tell me about them. I'd like to hear that. We'll have ghost stories some more sometime. All right, thank you. All right, so now for my second guest, as Russell said, all the way from Los Angeles is Darin Dillinger. Hi, Darin.
Hey, hello, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. Well, welcome to Vermont.
Well, I've been here.
Have you ever?
I've never
Have you,
been to Vermont. No.
have
No,
you been on
never
the
been to
East
Vermont.
Coast before?
Actually, I haven't. I'm from the Midwest, though. And I
And
feel
where?
that you're from the Midwest. You are too. Because I
Uh,
kind of get, I get this vibe, like a hometown vibe. I'm from Ohio. So I kind of get the vibe, like Glee, you know, like the Glee show. So I'm from Athens, so that's West Virginia. It's like very hometown. You're very hometowny. So I'm like, I feel like you're probably from that area too.
that. Oh, he's freezing on me. Oh, but he's damn close for what he's saying. That's for sure. We're getting some weird vibes. Maybe it's the mental telepathy that's going through here, but you're freezing on us. Yeah.
Okay, sorry,
No,
my mic muted.
okay.
Of course. Okay, so yeah, I feel like I feel like sometimes like when I get something, like I have to be okay with reading someone because it's like, okay, I make these references. I don't own a TV, so I don't know all these references. But I always say it's like getting Buffy the Vampire back in the day because I'm that old. That vampires, like you're welcome, like you welcomed me into your house. So like if you welcomed me into your house, Amber, I've never read a drag queen before, so it's kind of weird because I'm kind of feeling like something happened to you in the 40s. So I feel like Amber came out when you were in your 40s. Like Amber was something that was invented or something. She was someone that came out of you in your early 40s. I'm not sure. I just get facts like this. So like she's the one that she was born. She was born in your 40s, I feel. And also back to the hometown thing. I feel like you're a theater. Maybe you're probably a theaterish, like a thespian, as they call you.
Yes.
But I
like men.
started back in the day. Yeah, thespian. I was a thespian too. I'm so gay, thespian. But like the thing is, yeah, I feel like you're not from Vermont. You're definitely not from Vermont. You got this personality. You got a bigger heart than most. No, sorry if I'm offending anyone out there. I have a tendency to do that. But I'm just saying that people in the Midwest have bigger hearts and more generous sometimes, and they know how to handle their liquor. So I figure that you're from the Midwest. But also, I have a question. Is Chicago important to you? So, like sometimes when I read someone, if you've talked to someone, I feel like there's a strong presence of Chicago around you for some reason. And I don't know why. Maybe there's like a musical Chicago, or maybe there was some kind of musical that you like from the Chicago, because it's like something Chicago is in you. Something from Chicago.
I have performed in the musical Chicago.
You dated someone. I don't know.
I have performed in the musical Chicago.
Was Chicago one of your biggest? Was Chicago one of your biggest performances?
Yes,
that you've
yes,
been in?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's why Chicago just like popped out. Also, a white dog. Like I get labels sometimes. So like white.
It was the last show I did before I moved to Vermont. So maybe that's
yeah. So something big Chicago. It was like something like Ohio, Chicago, then now Vermont, because you're like really into politics. If that makes sense, like you're not political, but you're like very into interactions with the community. Sorry, like you're very intertwined with the community here. But I feel like thespian all around you. Like you're a thespian, which is easy because you're a drag queen. That could be a given. But I mean, like some drag queens aren't thespians. Some of them are just not that good.
They're illusionists.
They're called yeah. So yes, I've not been to Vermont.
Well, oh, thank you for that answer.
Long round. Long way
So,
around.
how old were you when you first started having these visions, or what do you?
4 years
call
old.
them? Yeah.
4. I was not. I had a lot of people. Everyone's intuitive. Okay, like I'm going to tell you, you're all intuitive. The thing is, we all believed in Disney. We all believed in magic. Okay, until someone told us that our imaginary friend didn't exist. And if you had that, they shut you down. They condone you into society. So our gift, our sixth sense, we all have it. So mine started at 4, and my parents didn't really raise me. I was like fucking Matilda, I just raised myself. So I started to see things. I saved my brother's life when he was 6 years old, and they didn't know how I did it. And I saved that he never had a seizure in his life. And I turned to him one night, and he slept up in a different part of the house. And I said, "You're going to need me." And he goes, "No, I'm not," because he's way older than me. And I said, "Let me sleep with you." He goes, "Okay." So I went upstairs. The next day, he started hiccuping, and something went through me and said he was having a grand mal seizure, and he's never had one. And I ran downstairs and told him exactly the kind of seizure and everything. And they took me. That's when they started taking me to the shrink, because I started to starting at the age of 5, I was going to the shrink because I was seeing things and telling people things. So I was like, "Oh, so and so's gonna die," and they died. My favorite one is when I tell people that they're pregnant and they swear up and down they're not going to become pregnant, and then they call me up and they're like, "I don't know what kind of gay voodoo magic you have, but you cursed me."
Now, is there some things that you won't tell someone if you see?
Oh yeah. I do readings. I actually do readings. Like, you can book with me. But I won't tell you unless you really want to know when you're going to die. I will tell you. Sometimes I don't get everything. Like, sometimes I don't tell. Like, the rule in the gay world is you don't out somebody unless they already know that they're gay. So I have a tendency to have to bite my tongue and be like, "Honey, you gay. You just don't know it yet." I did that to a girl, and I got her. I told her that one of my reads, I said, "You're going to name Spitzlana," and she goes, "No, I'm not." She's like, I'm kind of into women, and I was like, she's like, "This is a horrible reading." 6 months later, I get a text message from her. "I met Spitzlana." I said the exact name, and she's like, "Who names the girl Spitzlana?" I said, "I don't know, but she rounded up with you, didn't she?" And so I won't tell people their deaths, and I won't tell people unless they really need to know if their partner's cheating on them. Because that's the thing. Because here's the thing: coming to anyone like this, you're messing with people's lives. I could clearly say, you have to take value in what you're doing as a service from a higher being. I believe in God, so I use God as my higher being. But some people don't, and so you have to really know what you're dealing with when you're doing this.
Wow. I think we have a video of a reaction of someone getting a reading from you.
Yes, Colin, my friend Colin. He's also a famous astrologer.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Darin Dillinger, and this is the Rapid Readings, and I'm here to give Colin a quick rundown on his 2020. Something big in 3 and 4 years ago with this woman.
2017.
Yeah, getting this. So she's here with you, okay? She's been guiding you kind of through your astrology. She's been because
Whoa! Whoa! I can't cut. Why did you say that? Whoa! Okay.
It's your mind is like this. I also think,
you're creeping me out.
And he would be like this. So
yes.
Because she's she's his abilities from me. She's you are loved a lot over there. A lot of people are rude.
I thought this was only 2 minutes.
I've had you've never let anyone in. So this is
okay. Wait. You guys are so good. I'm just Capricorn Moon shell shocked right now. I did not know that was going to happen, and I'm glad I didn't.
Oh my goodness! So, anything else you want to share with me about what you're seeing tonight?
What did you say? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Anything else you want to share about me or to me while?
I have a question to ask you. Are you an air sign? Are you an air sign, or okay? When's your birthday? I don't need to know the year, honey.
February 19th.
You are an air sign. I thought so. I was like, he's so airy. You're an Aquarius, honey. Because I was like, are you because I was like, oh gosh, because I do birth charts too. So I was like, but usually I can pick up on their birthdays. I'm like, you're all everywhere. And Aquarius would love you or hate you. They don't have. They're very eccentric. and they're very, very eclectic. So it takes a lot of people don't know how to handle them because but the Aquarians are we're getting into the age of Aquarius. Actually, we're in the age of Pisces, so the age of Aquarius happens at the end of this next year.
I'm on the cusp of Aquarius Pisces. Yeah.
Oh, so you're very dreamy too. So like you're very all about the dreams and like that's it. Pisces does that.
Yeah. That is. What do you see for the world, the country in the next?
Okay.
6 years?
I hate to say this because people are like always gonna like everyone yells at me. They're like, you're just all doom and gloom, and I'm like, okay. So if we have an election, because I've been predicting that the election probably will not happen, it'll be delayed, okay? But I don't actually see Donald Trump being our president. I mean, like, I don't see a president, period. I see, like, it's like a kind of like a class system where we have 3 different kinds of people. I also really am focusing on February of next year. This thing is going to last. COVID or Corona or whatever you want to call this, 2020 is nothing compared to what 2021 is going to be. Like, we're going to have more rules and all. I know we just got to have to bear with it because by 2022, everything looks great. But what we need to learn, and I'm going to stress this as much as I can, and everyone's listening, this is about love, okay? We do not need to be pointing our fingers at who's to blame, Republican or Democrat or whatever, virus, mask wearing or not mask wearing. We need to learn that this is about unity and how we have our voice. Okay, so our voice is very important here, okay? So know your facts, know who you are, and always listen to your gut because sometimes what you're seeing is not what you should be believing.
Wow.
But it's about love. It's about love. This is about love. This is about coming together. It's not about dividing because right now we're going through a star system kind of thing where everything is destructive. We're actually like wiping a slate clean and we're rebuilding what we need to build as a human race. That was kind of taken away from us. But there's got to be a lot of more destruction before we can build this up. But we have to have love in our hearts and not hate.
Thank you very much, Darin. I like that. I'm going to have you back because I've got more questions to ask you, not just about me, but about other things as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's great. And sometimes we'll have someone on to that you maybe talk to as well. So let's bring Thea back. And
hey. I had to tell you something about her. When I read her, when I was watching her, I was like, oh shit, she got spirits around her. You have tons of spirits. I hope, honey, I hope that you have your black obsidian, your tourmaline, you got your protection around you because I can't step inside of a cemetery. So I was like, Thea, honey, bless you because you are a blessing because what you do, I can't do.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That's so interesting. I've actually had people tell me I had a young boy from Haiti tell me while I was crossing a downtown park one night that he said, you really should be careful walking through the park with that lantern of yours. And I said, why? And he said, because you had 3 people following you. And I got all like up in myself. I was like, who was following me? And he said, yeah.
You were like a light. Like if you're like, okay, back in the summer when we have like those mosquito zapper bugs, you're a vessel of light. So all these people are following you around. And like it's like the bugs. You're like a bug zapper. Like they're trying to hit you because they're like, oh, she can see us. She can talk to us.
That is so funny. Well, thank you for letting me know. Yeah.
You're welcome. Just protect yourself. Protect yourself, honey. That's all I say.
Okay, I see we have one of our viewers wants to play the quiz as well. So let's we have cousin Craig. Hey. All right. So the thing is, we need you have something in your hands, or you can use your fingers when you use a choice of 1, 2, or 3. All right. Gotcha. So question number 1. Who predicted in 1909 that it will soon be possible to transmit wireless messages all over the world that any individual can carry their own apparatus? Whoa. Was it Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, or Jules Verne? This was back in 111 years ago. They said cell phones. Who would say something like that?
I'll go with 3.
I'm going to go with 3 also.
Jules Verne, and we have Thomas Edison. It's actually Nikola Tesla.
Tesla.
Oh, he was good looking too. Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Okay, who predicted in Earth to Moon that man would go there more than a century before it happened? He said men were going to the moon. Was it 1, Jules Verne, 2, Nostradamus, or 3, Mark Twain?
Oh my God.
Okay, we've got a 2 there for Nostradamus. We've got a
It's
1
gonna
for
be
Jules Verne, and we got a 1 for, it was Jules Verne. Yes,
Yeah.
he wrote From Earth to
I
Moon.
suck. I suck at this. I may be a
Well,
psychic,
history
but I
stuff.
can't see.
He only sees stuff in the future. He doesn't.
Right. Oh gosh.
Okay, in 1888, Edward Bellamy's book, Looking Backward, 2000 to 1887, what did he foresee? He wrote this book in 1888. TV dinners, credit cards, or a president like Donald
Oh,
Trump?
I know this answer. Where's my thing? Hold on. I got
Didn't
you.
you write the Pledge of Allegiance?
No,
Edward Bellamy? I don't know. Let's see, we've got a 2, a 3, and a 3. It is credit cards. He did.
And I suck.
He said there would be some sort of form of money exchange without leaving money. All right, this is one. Who was born the day the Halley's Comet appeared and predicted he would die upon its return? And he did. Was it Mark Twain, Jules Verne, or Copernicus?
where is it? Copernicus.
I'm gonna say 1.
It is Mark Twain. Yes.
I got something. Yes.
Oh, and I tell you, there's a biography of him that just features the last 5 years of his life. Fascinating. He was a fascinating person. Just I wonder if he's a ghost. He'd be an interesting ghost to have. All right, next question. Whose 1914 novel, The World Set Free, envisioned a nuclear explosion which happened 30 years later? Who wrote about that? Was it Willa Cather, D.H. Lawrence, or H.G. Wells?
Oh my God, terrible. I feel like this is my only number.
333. Yes, it was H.G. Wells.
Who knew if I didn't try, I would get an answer right?
I wonder what the H.G. stood for. All right. And in 1993, what did high school student Mike Lee predict would happen in 2016? 1, the Chicago Cubs win World Series. 2, Trump would be 45, or the Flint water crisis.
Oh my God.
We have 1.
I'm not into sports, so Lord help me.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do sports. Might as well.
It is. Ding, 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 ding. You're all winners. Yay. Yes. He in his high school yearbook, he said something about the Cubs winning in 2016. And of course, they hadn't won in a long, long time. Well,
Right.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this great show. Thea, good luck on your book, and
Thank you.
we will talk again soon, very soon. Thank you. And Cousin Craig, nice seeing you. Thank you for being a part of it.
You're welcome, Amber.
All right, always good to see you. And Darin, I will have you back because I got some questions. Now, if I lost something, could you tell me where it was?
It depends if you lost your brain or if you lost your marbles. I have a friend that can actually do that. I have a friend that just like literally, you're like, I'm like, where's this at? And he's like, check your pocket on the right side in the closet. And I'm like, okay. It depends what you lost, but I could always try.
Okay. All right. Great. Well, we'll be in touch. I might need a private reading as well. So
okay, Amber, thank you so much. You enjoy yourself and stay safe and healthy.
Thank you very much, Darin. Oh my goodness. All right. That is just too much fun. All right. So let me have a little drink here. So, we mentioned President Trump earlier, okay? I know I don't like to talk about him too much because we try to get away from that so we can have some fun here. But you know what? He floated the idea of delaying the November election. Like Darin said, he doesn't think it's going to happen. Well, he believes the election will be the most inaccurate and fraudulent in history due to mail-in voting. This is like a bank robber trying to delay his arrest after he's robbed the bank. You don't get to decide when we fire you, Donnie. No, you don't. This is like the time I really wanted my foot to fit into a sexy 9-inch stiletto. Oh, yeah, I did. But it didn't, so I shouted at the store clerk and then offered to come back another day. None of that changes the fact that the foot is not the right fit for the shoes. And just to make it clear in this analogy, you're the foot, Mr. Trump. Yes, you are. So there. But talking about voting, Vermont has made it very easy to vote. And our friends at 7 Day made a video to tell you how to do it. Yes, that video was made by 7 Days and from Ava Solberger. Ava was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, the Stuck in Vermont woman. And that was our good friend Don Eggert there demonstrating how easy it is to vote without having to go to the polls. And it's just very important. Now, we have a primary coming up on August 11th here in Vermont. And to talk about that and voting, I just happen to have the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont, David Zuckerman. Hey, David.
Hi, Amber. So great to be here. Nice to see you.
Yeah, so I miss seeing you too. I mean, okay, we'll talk a little bit about voting first, but you're a farmer, all right?
Yep.
And I always would see you at the farmers market. How's farming going this year for you?
Well, that hot, dry weather that we all experienced back in June and into late May was brutal. Definitely made it really hard for the small crops to get started. It's gotten a little bit better here. We got some rain the last couple of weeks, and farmers market doesn't have as many people, so that's off a little. CSA has more people interested, where people have pre-bought for the season, because back in March when people were freaking out about food, they were like, I'm going to get in with a local farm. So a lot of CSA's got some more customers, and we're making do. It's a little bit of juggle. It's different, but the production of food, we're getting back on track.
All right, so you are the current Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont, and you're running for the Democratic nomination for governor this year.
That's true.
So how's it been out on the campaign trail? This has to be different. I mean, you've run for state rep, you've run for state senator, you've been state senator and lieutenant governor. This has to be a totally different type of campaign.
Well, it's totally different. In one of the last events I was at, I actually saw you down at Three Needs, I think it was.
That, yes.
And, yeah, we were having a great time together. But after about mid-March, we were the first campaign that said no more in-person events. We're not going to do email fundraisers until this is figured out better, because people are really struggling with their money. And now it's just been a very different race. It's all two-dimensional like this. There's been a couple of in-person events lately, now that folks are feeling like if we do proper spacing and wear masks, we can hopefully do it safely. And we've been trying to do that really carefully. But I actually have a lot of sympathy for all of the first-time candidates statewide, because normally we would have been going to all the parades, all the summer fairs and festivals, and everybody would be meeting us face-to-face. We'd be meeting everybody else. And for those that haven't run before all across the state, and haven't ever made those connections, as I've been lucky enough to do for the last couple cycles running for lieutenant governor. Even before that, as a representative, I used to travel the state to meet with people. It's very, very different, and it's impossible to get a read on anything, because you get a read by looking at people and by talking with them and them giving you a sense of whether, even if they don't agree with you, they appreciate you and they're going to vote for you or not. And in parades, you hear the crowds, different roars with different people, so you get a sense of things. None of that. So, we're doing it virtually. We're making a lot of phone calls. We're doing a lot of roundtable Zoom conversations with people on school reopening, on healthcare access, on all kinds of, the economy and restaurants and things the legislature's done. But it's very different. very.
I know it was Russell. We have some pictures here of there we are. That was the end of February. It was at Three Needs, and it was a benefit for the Ronald McDonald House. You were there, and Lucy Bell and I were there. And though that might have been the last time I was in a bar.
Well, at least at a bar with anybody else around.
and Joshua Beaupre said yes, he was there that time too. We got some great pictures with him.
Oh, very nice.
Yes,
very
he was dancing with Michael Jackson. And there we are at a Vermont Pride celebration. Yeah, and that's just great. And there, that was at a Seven Daisies party. I mentioned that earlier about how you would see everybody at the Seven Daisies party, and that's not happening this year. Just
no. But thank you for showing that video that 7 Days did. It is really important, and it's not that complicated. The one thing they didn't say, but I think you're supposed to use black ink, or certainly dark ink, but I think black ink. But they showed all those little steps, and just follow those if you can, because if you don't send back, for instance, the ballots you don't use, they won't count your ballot. So there's a lot of little important pieces.
No, I saw you posted on Facebook your envelope in your mailbox, so you take care of that.
I was going to show everyone my spouse's envelope, which I have not opened because it's her thing to vote. But here it is, and then she's going to vote in the next day or two. But time to get them in.
Yeah, well, I love going to the polls, and so I get there early, and just something to do. Well,
I prefer it. I just I think, at least for me, having a fewer people there is probably good for everyone to have their spacing, but definitely go if that's what you prefer to do. I'm definitely not going to say don't go vote. Yes, you must go vote. Don't blow your vote, right?
And also, you don't have to mail them. You can drop them off at your town clerk or city office. Is that correct as well?
That's exactly right. And in fact, the Secretary of State, Jim Condos, has highly suggested that you mail it in tomorrow or maybe Tuesday at the latest, just because the Postal Service has been a little slow during COVID. So if you don't get it, if you have it and you don't put it back in the mail in the next day or two, it's probably better to bring it to your clerk and one of the drop boxes that they have, or find out in some of the smaller towns are not open every day. Just make sure you bring it in this week by the end of the week. I think you can bring it in as late as Monday at 5 in most towns, but it's better to get it in just a little early to make sure it counts.
Well, David, thank you very much. As a member of the League of Drag Queen Voters, I can't endorse any candidate. However, if you are successful in the primary and challenge Governor Scott, I would hope you would encourage both he and you to come back here on Amber Live for discussion.
I'd be more than happy to do so. We'll see if he engages. He's been saying he's not going to debate much, but maybe in the general, people will help him feel the importance that we get to talk about all the issues, not just COVID and what's going on. But would love to come back on.
All right, David, thank you so much. Be safe out there on the campaign trail, because we need you out there. All right, thank you very much, David. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont. Sure, why not? Oh, wouldn't that be fun to have him and the governor on here talking? That would be national news. That I'd like that. All right. So what do we have going on? Do we have anybody else in the house today? Oh gosh. Oh yeah. Look who's waiting to talk to us now. It's Rocco.
Hey.
Rocco Zamboni. I said, who am I going to call? I'm going to call Rocco Zamboni.
Hey, how you doing?
All right.
By the way, Lieutenant was Dave Zuckerman. If I was in Vermont, I'd vote for you. All right, that guy's good.
He's a good man. Yes, he's a good person. He's a good person. Yes. So, what is it with the thing behind you?
Oh, well, because you were talking to these people who speak to ghosts and spirits and stuff. And I thought I would let you know that when I was a kid, that movie Ghostbusters came out, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a Ghostbuster. I even wrote them letters. I said, hey, I want to be a Ghostbuster. But my mother said, you ain't no damn Ghostbuster. You leave them spirits alone. They will mess you up. So I didn't do it. But now, you know about that crazy doctor who's been talking about demon spouses and shit like that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll have I got myself a couple of demon spouses. They're terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Great at night when you're sleeping. The 3 ways you can have with them is fantastic. But oh my God, they just hang around all day. They just sit on the couch watching reality TV. You would think at least make me dinner, make me a martini, something. But no, they say they got to replenish their demon seed. What the hell do they got demon seed for anyway?
I'd say
What
they're
am I
getting that from you. So you've had experiences with the supernatural.
Sometimes it's super, sometimes it's certainly not natural, but it's all good. Yeah, I see ghosts at night and they hang around my apartment. I tried vacuuming them up, but just spreads that seed all over the place. And how do you explain that when mom comes over from meatballs? You don't step in the demon seed. Come on.
So your mom still makes you meatballs?
Yeah, you kidding me? Mom's meatballs are the best.
Does she have a special secret ingredient?
Meat.
Meat.
And a ball. I don't know. She won't tell me. You believe that?
Well, she's going to take it to her grave?
Yeah, and then maybe I'll get her ghost to give me the damn recipe.
What other things does your mother make for you?
Oh, of course, lasagna. My God, she makes me crazy. All the things an Italian mother makes you.
Yes. Do you see her often?
No.
I'd
like
to. Is that her choice or yours?
Well, we're all quarantined now, so she sends me meatballs by the mail sometimes. But they don't look too good by the time they get here, being the postal service is taking its damn sweet time. Thanks, Dick Trump.
I've noticed that it has slowed down some. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else going on this week with you, Rocco?
I don't know, man. There's just things going on. These spirits that keep me awake at night. I think I'm going to go to a cemetery and bring them along with me. I'll hang a lantern and they can follow me all over the place. I'll leave the lantern in the cemetery and take off. And they're going to be sitting there, where is he? But you can see the light, but he's not here. It'll be great. In my house. This house is clean.
Oh, Rocco. Anything else you want to share tonight?
Not really.
Okay.
I got to tell you, this show is pretty freaking fantastic. I like it a lot. That guy who's the medium. Well, speaking of which,
he was rare. Yeah.
For you. All right.
Oh, sure.
What do you call a little person who's a psychic and yet he's on the run from the law? A little medium at large, or small medium at large, whatever. It was funny when I thought of it or heard it. Or
a small medium at large, yes. All right. Well, Rocco, I look forward to seeing you every Sunday, and I know you have a big fan club here, too.
Oh, that'd be nice. I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. There's people say, where's Rocco? They're waiting for you, buddy. So you have a good week.
You too, Amber. Do good things.
All right. Thank you. All right. Whew, we're coming to a close here. So I want to check down in New York to see what's happening in our home office there. First with Jack. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Amber. Good show tonight.
Thank you. I got to glance a little bit at the comments, but they kept rolling there.
Yeah, there were some good ones and some that didn't make it just in time. A couple of quick hellos. You got some good hellos from Jay Bailey Warner, Josh Beaupre, Larry Lamoureux, who was the real champion of tonight.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Larry.
Some good stuff to say. Thank you, Larry. And we got Jessica Butt and Lucy Bell. And there were some fun moments about wanting to tip Amber, and then it got into a whole, it devolved into Amber tipping, some sort of competition between Jessica Butt and Lucy Bell. And
well, thank you, Lucy Bell. I think you're fabulous too.
Yeah, so just remember, please don't tip Amber over. Okay, what else did we have? Larry had something good to say. Oh yeah, he pre-ordered Thea's new book.
Oh, good. Larry used to live in Vermont. Now he's he's not a snowbird. He just stays down there. But great. No, he'd love that. I'm sure he's been to a few places that's been haunted.
Has he been on your show? That's haunted enough.
Not yet. Let's bring Russell in to see if he has anything to add.
Oh,
hey, Russell.
Hey, can you see me?
No, you're hearing ghost.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just froze.
Uh-oh.
But
Oh,
I'm
well,
here.
yeah.
There we go.
There you are.
Getting
There you
there.
are. Yeah, we're having some problems tonight.
Yeah,
Ooh,
catch up.
it was
This
it
is
the
new
full moon
1080.
last night or the full moon tonight? I mean, it's
Full moon's coming, I guess.
yes. So, Russell, any comments on the show tonight?
Oh, I mean, what more fun could we have on a Sunday evening? I mean, it's better than being locked in Amber's basement, but you are.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So, who do we have lined up for next week?
For next week, we have two sets. I almost said two guests, but we actually have, I guess, four guests. So first up, we have three men coming in who are going to tell us a fascinating story about a incident in Memphis where it was illegal to go out in drag, and they have a story about how a drag ball happened, the very first drag ball in Memphis.
And
then
this was pre-Stonewall. Yeah.
It was pre-Stonewall, yes. And then after that, we have New York drag queen Sherry Poppins will be here to talk to you all about what's going on in New York.
Oh, that'll be interesting as well. It's always something new and different, and who knows who else. And oh, by the way, if there are any other candidates for a statewide office, is Russell okay there?
I'm not sure what's going on now. That's interesting.
Yeah. Just curious.
There, am I caught up now?
Wow. Well, Amber, we were hoping that you can have more candidates come on your show and debate, but have Cousin Craig be the moderator.
They'd have to be on their toes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But if there are any other statewide office seekers before next Tuesday's week from Tuesday's primary, contact us, and we'll get you on next week for a few minutes. So, but you have to be a statewide person this time around. All right, cool. All right, Jack. Well, thank you very much. You be safe there, and I hear you're traveling. You're going to.
I am. I'm getting the hell out of New York, and I'm going up to Vermont, where I can take a nice deep breath of fresh air for the first time in about 4 months.
All right. Well, I hope to see you in person from about 6 feet away.
Yeah, we'll wave, and there will be so much distance between us, despite close proximity.
But you'll be back on screen next week, right?
Maybe. They'll figure it out.
All right, we will. All right. Again, thank you to my guests. Fascinating. Thank you to you for watching again. Share, like. Go over to YouTube, subscribe. All our past shows are over there on YouTube or on the Facebook page. But go back and watch some of them. We've grown so much. And yes, we did have some new technology here tonight too. And again, thank you so much to Larry for boosting us. We appreciate that. Who knows what will happen next? All right. Well, thank you very much. See you next Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be here. I hope you're going to be here too. Bye-bye.
Well, that's an hour I'll never get back.
And what would you rather have watched?
Fox News.
What?
Ha, just kidding. Even this is better than Fox. No, seriously. Fox sucks.